I think they're finally used to it in our place.
Wolverine cosplay. I'm Batman.
Thank you very much. You scared the crap out of me.
Hey guys, and welcome to my YouTube channel. Got another whip review for you today. I just got this one, have never cracked it, so I just thought I would shoot some video of it before it starts looking dirty and used and such. This is a nylon whip that I got from Jeremy Holderby on Etsy. You can find him by looking up Havocwhips, and I can put a link for that in the description. This is actually my third whip from Mr. Holderby. The other two already have videos on this channel. One was the Captain America Bullwhip from several years ago, and the other one was the Zorro / Catwoman Bullwhip that I had made to Mr. Anthony DeLongis's specifications that I recently posted. And actually that one right now is my favorite whip. I like it even more than any of my leather indie whips. It's just fantastic. So anyway, I've got another Indiana Jones movie in the works, and of course I'm always running around looking like Indy and taking photos and all that good stuff. And I decided to get a nylon indie whip because it's lighter, so you can run around with it a lot easier without it dragging at your pants. And if it gets all beat up and nasty and gross, doesn't really matter because it's cheap to replace. Leather bullwhips now are going for, you know, $600 to $800, and I just don't have the money to be replacing those if they get damaged. So this is going to be my beater from here on out, assuming that it performs well, which we'll find out by the end of this video. So let's just take a closer look at it here real quick. Oh, this whip was a hair over $200, by the way. It's an 8-footer. All of my indie whips are 8-footers because that's the length that I like to use. It's got a nice wrist strap going on here. And from a distance, you can't even tell it's made out of nylon, which I think is going to be fantastic in case I want to use this for my film. Looking at it very, very closely, you can tell that it's made out of nylon. But one thing about this knot right here, I actually requested that it not be big, bulky, and huge like Indy's is, because this is the same size knot that's on the black one, the Zorro one, and I really, really like the way that feels in my hand. So I actually specifically asked him to make this one smaller than the one you see in the films because it just feels good to me and performs better, in my opinion. You can get the big fat knot here at the end if you want it to look more like Indy's whip. You can also choose between a 7-inch handle and an 8-inch handle. I went with the 8 because that gives you more leverage, which leads to better performance. And from a distance, nobody can really tell as far as like an inch goes. The tapering is excellent on this one. It actually looks like the leather whips that I have as far as the taper goes. But I was expecting that because the taper for my black one is also superb, which is why I keep coming back to this whip maker because I think he is fantastic. And we'll just take another peek at the braiding here. I mean, look at that. This sucker is a work of art. Now you can get this in several different colors. I wanted it a little bit lighter, but he waxed the whip before he sent it to me, which is what made it this darker color. He says after I use it for a while, it will lighten up. So we'll see. This one right now looks more like a Last Crusade Crystal Skull type whip, and I usually carry Raiders whips around with me, which are a lighter shade than this one. But even if it doesn't lighten up, I already have a pretty good idea that I'm going to love this thing. So let's take it outside and see how it goes. Okay, so full disclosure on this whip. I have redone the video edit for this review. The first one I did, the whip was brand spanking new, and it didn't perform very well. I'll probably put a little clip of what I originally thought of it in here someplace. It is brand new, and I didn't do a review on the other one until I had cracked it for, you know, a year and a half. But this one just doesn't feel like that one does. It might be because of the handle. It might be just because it's not made to Mr. DeLonge's specs like the last one was. It feels a lot more top heavy, maybe due to the length, not sure. Or maybe it's just the fact that it's already collected a whole bunch of mud since I just brought it out here. Not liking this one quite as much as I did the other one, to be perfectly honest. It's okay. For a nylon whip, it's still pretty good, but I don't know, it doesn't feel quite the same as the other whips that I've gotten from this website. But yeah, I was somewhat less than impressed with it after Jeremy's last offering. I almost stopped using the whip because it would not function anywhere close to what the black whip was doing. And I thought that was just because of Anthony DeLonge's specs on that whip, and that I had been spoiled because this one doesn't have those specs, and so it's not going to perform quite as precisely. That ended up to not be the case. The problem was it just hadn't been broken in. I almost set this whip down and just walked away from it after that original review because it just didn't perform the way that I wanted it to. But I decided, thankfully, to give it a nice break-in period, and so I practiced with it for about 3 months. And now it's performing beautifully. And fortunately, I had not posted that review yet because I really didn't want to post a negative review of Jeremy's work after all the nice whips he sent me. So I decided to redo this section of the video and show you what this bad boy can do. But anyway, I just wanted to be completely honest because all of my reviews are completely honest. And so I just wanted to tell you, if it doesn't perform the way that you want it to when you get it, please give it a chance. This is actually the second cracker that I put it on it at this point because I've been using it so much that the old cracker got worn out. So if that tells you anything. So anyway, this is going to be a standard 8-foot Indiana Jones whip with, I believe this is an 8-inch handle and the wrist loop. It looks great on camera. I've taken lots of photos with this whip already. It holds up beautifully, pretty much exactly the way the black one has. And I'll put a link to that one at the end of this video if you want to check that one out. But that was basically the golden standard for Jeremy, because I mean, that's probably one of my favorite whips. But at this point in time, this one has become a close second, and I never even use my leather ones anymore, just because these are so reliable and durable. They perform well, they're cheap, I don't have to worry about damaging them. Just a great overall product. So anyway, we're just going to perform a couple of cracks here so you can see what this bad boy can do. So we got the standard Catwoman, of course. Now for those of you that are expecting a huge frickin' crack, I learned from Anthony that that's not a really good idea. So it should just sound like a hand clap, and my neighbors really appreciate that. However, for you newbies out there that are really after that loud, noisy crack, it will do that if that's what you want to do. So, we got that one. How about the sidearm? The sidearm here. Works great. I mean, I hardly have to do anything. And you just get a nice, look at that. Just nothing, absolutely nothing to it. Here's the reverse. mean, just effortless. Freaking beautiful whip. How about the underhand? And the reverse underhand. The reverse one again. There we go. But I mean, this one will perform just as well as the black one. There's a bit more of a delay in the crack simply because it's a foot longer, but that's to be expected from anything. But it just performs like a dream. Let's try the overhead. Okay, and the reverse overhead. Tree over there. Move this way a little bit. Got the underhand. Okay, what else? Oh yeah, let's do the flick, which is one of the hardest ones to do. Look at how freaking effortless that is. And then we got the overhead. I mean, I'm doing very, very little work here on this thing. Okay, so we're going to do a couple of rolls here. Look at that. I mean, that is just beautiful right there. Look just how it rolls. Better view of that. Okay, well hopefully I've made my point that this thing will do pretty much anything that all of my other whips will do. At this point in time, this is the very end of 2024, this whip will cost you a hair over $200. And I think that's a fantastic deal when you're talking about a leather one with this specs for, you know, 6 or 7. And it won't have the durability that this sucker will. And yeah, I like this whip an awful lot. Ever since it got broken in, this is basically the only whip that I've been using. So I've been using this one exclusively now for, I don't know, probably close to 6 months. It also went on the Indiana Jones tour with me and performed just fine. And yeah, I really, really like it. We're thinking about getting the wife one because we're building her a Mrs. Indiana Jones outfit. And she wants to learn how to use a whip. She wants one with Anthony specs that's brown. So that's probably going to be our next purchase from Havocwhips. But anyway, he's going to have my business exclusively at this point because I really don't see any point in buying a whip from anybody else. His communication is fantastic. He's honest. His work is great. He's reliable. He'll get you a whip in somewhere around 3 weeks, maybe even less. I mean, the guy just does really, really good work, and he's probably got the best prices on Etsy, at least that I could see. And like I said, the work is just fantastic. So anyway, that's about it for this review. Thank you all for watching. If you like this content, you can check us out on our Facebook page. Join our Patreon page at patreon.com/CaptainWesticle. And like and subscribe. Thanks for watching, everybody, and have a great day.